India and the United Kingdom sealed a transformative free trade agreement. This historic deal, years in the making, unleashes a torrent of opportunity, binding two global powerhouses in a partnership that could redefine prosperity. The deal is expected to double bilateral trade from the current $60 billion to $120 billion by 2030. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, during his visit to the United Kingdom, also met King Charles, gifted him a tree sapling as part of Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam. And now, as part of his tour, the Prime Minister has departed from the United Kingdom. The next stop is Maldives, where the ties between the two countries will witness a turnaround as the Prime Minister will be visiting it, and the Maldivian counterparts are not leaving this opportunity. These are the visuals of Prime Minister Narendra Modi departing from the United Kingdom. Remember, a historic deal has been signed between India and the British. Well, this deal is what everybody was eyeing, the transformative deal which has increased the global partnership between the two countries as well as brought a huge amount of trade. We also have the reactions coming in. Take a look.
Look, and we both know this is the biggest and most economically significant trade deal that the UK has made since leaving the EU. And I think I can say that it's one of the most comprehensive deals that India has ever done. So thank you, Prime Minister, for your leadership and for your pragmatism. And I'd like to thank everybody who's worked so hard to get this deal over the line. We've entered a new global era, and that is one that requires us to step up, not to stand aside, to deliver for the British people by building deeper partnerships and alliances. And today is very much confirmation of that approach.
डिफेंस और सिक्योरिटी में साझेदारी के लिए डिफेंस इंडस्ट्रियल रोड मैप बनाया गया है. हमारी टेक्नोलॉजी सिक्योरिटी इनिशिएटिव को और मजबूत करने पर काम किया जाएगा. इट इज अवर कमिटमेंट दैट फ्रॉम एआई टू क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स, सेमीकंडक्टर्स टू साइबर सिक्योरिटी, वी शैल क्रिएट द फ्यूचर टुगेदर. फ्रेंड्स, पहलगाम में हुए आतंकवादी हमले की कठोर निंदा के लिए हम प्रधानमंत्री स्टारमर और उनकी सरकार का आभार व्यक्त करते हैं. हम एक मत हैं कि आतंकवाद के खिलाफ लड़ाई में दोहरे मापदंडों का कोई स्थान नहीं है. हम इस बात पर भी सहमत हैं कि एक्सट्रीमिस्ट विचारधारा वाली शक्तियों को डेमोक्रेटिक फ्रीडम का दुरुपयोग नहीं करने दिया जा सकता. Those who misuse democratic freedoms to undermine democracy itself must be held account. इकोनॉमिक ऑफेंडर्स के प्रत्यार्पण के विषय पर भी हमारी एजेंसी सहयोग और समन्वय से काम करती रहेगी.
And Prime Minister, after this historic visit to the United Kingdom, has left for Maldives. This visit is expected to build on the strong bilateral ties between the two nations, particularly in the context of India-Maldives joint vision for a comprehensive economic and maritime security partnership, which was adopted during President Muizu's visit to India in October 2024. Remember, this is also a big deal for India and Maldives, with Prime Minister visiting the country and also taking forward India-Maldives ties. Remember, the ties turned frosty after Muizu's India Out campaign in 2023, after which it was particularly keen to know how the relationship between the two countries will go forward. And my colleague Radhika here is also joining me for more on this. Radhika, welcome to the broadcast. Tell us about first the historic visit to the UK. How would you like to sum up after all this historic deal has been signed?
Short and superbly significant. Little over 24 hours is what Mr. Modi spent here in Britain, but what a historic day. Both Prime Ministers, Sir Keir Starmer and Prime Minister Modi, created history by signing on the dotted line by giving a message to the world that wider collaboration on trade is the only way forward at a time when several powerful nations such as the US and China are looking inward, and there has been turbulence in tariff and trade. So the day was extremely eventful. 24th of July turned out to be super busy for Mr. Modi. First, he met with a lot of community members, diaspora members who were up to between 500 and 600 of them who cheered and shared greetings with him, welcomed him for the fourth time here in the UK. That is the fourth bilateral visit he just made. And then following which he began an early meeting with Sir Keir Starmer. The announcement, in fact, came earlier than expected. So the signature happened on the dotted line. Mr. Piyush Goyal was there with his counterpart, Jonathan Reynold. So the details were discussed, and also Mr. Modi, beyond the free trade agreement, did also discuss economic offenders who find the UK as a safe haven, and that there should be a way to bring them back for a fair trial in India. The other big topic of discussion was factionist and extremism. For instance, Khalistani protesters again managed to find their way to raise protests, and we know that the UK has had a few protests, has had a few attacks on the Indian High Commission, which is here in London. So to condemn all of that and to say that there has to be stricter measures to contain extremism, this was a tough message that Prime Minister Modi gave in his press statement, and also shared discussions on that with the Prime Minister.
Thank you so much, Radhika, for joining us. And this was a key visit. Now all eyes are on India-Maldives ties, where the visit is expected to build on the strong bilateral ties between the two nations. All eyes will be on what part of this meet now shapes India-Maldives ties as well. Thank you so much, Radhika, for tracking all that.